If you've ever stumbled when re-meeting an acquaintance, calling them, "Hey, you, how are you?" There's a possible chance that you could actually have a condition called face blindness. More specifically, it's called prosopagnosia, and I hope I pronounced it properly. And it's a physiological condition in which you are unable to recognize people's faces, and you would have difficulty with that. There's different varying levels to it: profound prosopagnosia, light, which is what I think I might have per se, and it is actually a result of abnormality or damage or impairment to a fold in the brain that would actually control and coordinate neural systems that control facial perception and memory. So it is a thing. Two researchers, Doctors Brad Duquesne and Ken Nakayama, professors at Dartmouth and Harvard, have started faceblind.org. You could take a test there and see kind of an idea if you believe you may have face blindness, though that is not the be-all, end-all deciding factor.
Right, that's the initial test.
Yeah, it gives you an idea, I would say. I haven't taken it yet. I'm a little nervous because I have gotten in trouble many times for not recognizing people's faces.
I mean, this is basically that, we are trained to absorb certain things visually in the same way that, if we see a crowd of people, we can see which one of those are our friends, and who are strangers. And we can recognize that from photographs generally. And this is sort of saying that, you can't, the people with this condition can't take that information in as a whole. Like it's a bunch of details that don't necessarily make up a whole. And
I was reading this account that appeared in Science of Us of a 47-year-old woman who has profound prosopagnosia, and she is anonymous. But I was reading her experiences, and I thought, oh no, that's me. Because basically, you latch on to specific things about people.
Yeah.
I don't latch on to facial features, apparently, but if people, like, this girl has bright red hair, this man is very tall and has a little bit of an Adam's apple, I'll remember things like that.
Yeah.
And if that gets changed, like the girl wears her hair up, I don't recognize her. And then I get in trouble, and then we're never friends again. This really happened. So yeah, she's profoundly face blind though,
Yes,
which is
yes.
a big difference.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, there's so many things that we take for granted that our eyes and brain have been trained to identify that are really weird. And it's part of what they have trouble with robotics and stuff, training AI to recognize the things that we take for granted, like, a smiley face. That if you can have a circle, two dots, and a line, and we all recognize this is a face. But really, it's not. It's a circle, two dots, and a line, and we've been trained for something like that. And certain computers would look at that, and even if you tell it that's a face, if you then change one of the lines, and, we would say, oh, it's frowning, the computer's like, I don't understand, the line has changed.
Yep.
It's not a face now.
Well, she described it as, let's say you're looking at a bowl of fruit.
Right.
You look at it for maybe 30 seconds, and then someone takes it away, and they go, describe the bowl of fruit. You'll say, oh, there's an apple and a banana. But where were they? I don't remember. Do you? That's how she feels about it. And I recommend reading this. It's very long, but it's so fascinating to see how she recognizes other people. She actually thinks it's beautiful people are the most hard to remember because everything is so perfect on their faces.
Everything's symmetrical.
So it's like they have an average-sized nose. They have nice lips. Everything's the same on both sides.
Which is honestly has been a complaint with some audience members, not that they're suffering from face blindness, but when certain shows cast very similar, like, if you have 5 shows on a network that all have cast beautiful people by this standard of beauty, people get confused about who's from what show.
I have a confession.
Yeah, generically handsome face, generically beautiful woman.
I mean, according to this, a lot of people don't know they have it even, or they don't discover until later in life.
And there could be different levels of it that you're dealing with, yeah.
Well, this woman, she couldn't even recognize her family for a lot.
Right.
Her husband can't shave his beard or she won't recognize him, which does sound kind of sad.
I mean, it can be itchy.
Husband?
It can be itchy, but you'll deal with it. Oh, sad for her, sure.
Yeah. And then it's hard to make friends. It's hard to be alone in social situations.
Oh, of course.
It leads to social anxiety.
Well, just meeting someone for lunch.
Yeah. No, I've done that before. I'm just like, crap. and I have to go on my phone and like look at their Facebook and try to remember like, oh, he's got a mole, it's perfect, I got it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's, you don't want to come off as like, oh, I'm so snobby and hoity-toity, I can't possibly be bothered to remember you, but it's not, at least I don't think it's a smugness thing, it's just,
No, it's not.
I can't remember, I can't latch on. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever feel that way, or
Absolutely.
do you have a good grasp on it?
No, for me, it's I think it's more repetition, because there are folks who I'll meet, and I might talk to them for half an hour, and then I don't see them for months, and or even years, maybe a year. Maybe I met them at a convention, and then I see them at the same convention the next year. But until they actually say something, and then I can connect a voice.
The voice is helpful.
Or something like that. Like, I won't necessarily recognize them. Because also, like, and you and I do a lot of conventions, and we do a lot of things, so we're constantly used to, like, meeting folks who then we're not going to see again, or meeting a lot of folks at once. And so when we're recalling, like, oh, we met at that convention that time, I'm just like, I probably met 15 people at that convention, and talked to all of them for 5 to 10 or 15 or 20 minutes. And so I need just one grain more than that. And once I get that extra grain, like, yes, you are Thomas, and we talked about the Human Torch, and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, sure. But it's not necessarily immediate, just on the face.
It's hard.
Yeah.
What I want to say is, it's not you, it's me. And it's not on purpose, and I still like you, okay? I want you to watch this video, and know that that is true. One trick I would say, if you have this problem, bring a friend and have them introduce themselves. And then you'll hear that name, and then that gives you another chance to latch on. Audience, this has been a fantastic week with Alan Kistler here, chatting about the stuff. This is the last story of the week. I want to say bye-bye, but I also want to say, Alan, where can we reach you?
You can find archives of my work at alankistler.com. I am doing a couple speaking engagements here and there for Captain America versus Iron Man, where I co-authored a piece in that. And I am also, you can go on Amazon and find my books, Doctor Who, A History, Unofficial Game of Thrones Cookbook, the Star Trek in History, and also on Twitter, at Sizzler Kistler.
Sizzler Kistler, because you're the sizzler. All right, audience, thanks so much for joining us this week, and thank you to Alan. Please check him out online and his various things that he covers, so much knowledge encompassing. I'm pretty much in awe. You should be too.
And Crazy Sexy Geeks is the podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud.
There you go. All right, bye-bye.